Okay, this year on the laptops, the printing has changed. We're using now the web-based client to print from the laptops. And so first thing you have to do for printing is to authenticate to the web-based client. But after that, we've decided to release the print jobs using the desktop printer release page. And the reason is when you're in the web-based client, you have to search for the printer queue with the correct name in order to release the print jobs. And a question that often comes up from our patrons is, what printer is this print job at? And it's a very hard question to answer unless you use the desktop print release page. So we'll go through an example of that, and you can see two printer icons on the desktop. And the first one is log into print, and that's the web-based client. So let's log in so that all of our print jobs will be accepted to the network printer. All right, there was my previous print job, and I've authenticated, and that's all I really need to do for all of my print jobs now to be accepted by the web printer. So let's print something. I'm going to go to the tech help pages, and I'm going to go under equipment, and using the group study rooms section, I'm going to print this for a client. As you can see, the queue names are not easy to recognize, although I've added notes to make them easier to identify. It's still not easy to find those queue names when you're using the client. So that's successfully printed, it says. So we're going to head back here to the browser we signed in on, and you can see it's telling me it's holding my document. And it's saying there it is on the list. But now instead of searching through the printers by clicking on the printer button, I'm going to go directly to the desktop client. Now when I hover over this, it says print release. The other print icon next to it says log into print. So when you want to release, use the print release one, and it takes you to the desktop client. All right. On the desktop client, all the jobs, whether you've printed them wirelessly or not, are going to show up all in the same batch underneath this release print jobs. If you printed them to different printers, it doesn't mind, it doesn't care, it just puts them in this list for you. So it's easy as clicking print to get your print job released. So remember, it's log in to print with the web client and then log in to release with the print release page for desktop printing, and it gets rid of that step of searching for the printer by its queue name, which is often difficult for the patrons. All right.